Hi, this is Trey Pastor, and welcome to the Horoscope 101 channel. It's Saturday, so it's my day, and this week is I guess it's a sci-fi horror for the second time, um, and it says review the movie, of course, Carrie. Uh, this is the one with the 1976 version with Sissy Spacek, John Travolta, Nancy Allen, um, and we're supposed to compare it to this version, the 2013 version with Chloe Grace Moretz, Julianne Moore, right there. Okay, so it's Carrie, and then there's the remake of Carrie, which is actually, I guess, would be the fourth one because I think there was this one, then there was the TV movie one, and then there was another movie one, a different movie version. I know Angela Bettis was in the TV version, and then there was I forgot the actress's name, who was in the remake one. Was actually, I think she played like a relative. I've got in that version, the third version, and in that one, Amy Irving had a cameo in that movie as well. In that one. Anyway, so I'll review Carrie, and since when we made up the list to review what we think the remake is going to be, that was before that movie. I guess they had made that list. We had made the list before this had came out. So what I'll do is I'll compare it in this video. Carrie, this one, to this movie, the one with Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore, because it's basically the same story. Okay, basically about a shy, timid young girl who's basically raised by a super strict religious mother. Okay, and of course her mother keeps her repressed and doesn't tell her about her bodily functions, so she doesn't know. So the first time she basically has her period in jail, she thinks she's dying, and not jail, in high school in the gym, in the shower, she thinks she's bleeding, she basically has her first period, and of course she thinks she's dying, of course, and of course the young, the other girls, they make fun of her and throw tampons at her, and stuff, and then that's when you first see a manifestation of Carrie's power, her telekinesis, that's her power, okay, and of course, she's befriended by the one teacher who's compassionate enough to with her, and of course punishes the girls from the girls that make fun of her, and basically suspends one of them from even going to the prom. I think both of them she suspends, Nancy Allen's character and Amy Irving's character. She suspends them both, but only Amy Irving's character feels she feels regret. She actually feels sorry for Carrie, so she actually convinces her boyfriend William Catt to ask her out to carry out for prom. Of course, Nancy Allen's character, she's pissed and she wants revenge. Okay, and her and her sleazy boyfriend, played by John Travolta in this movie, set up about to play a horrible prank. Okay, and basically William Catt's character, Amy Evans' boyfriend, he asked her out, and they go to prom, and of course they have a great time at prom, of course, and like you see, for those who've seen this movie, and most everybody's seen this movie, you know what's coming. Okay, just even from the cover picture right there. Carrie's mother's basically telling her that basically they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. And of course, Carrie wants to go. She wants to wants to be happy, and she's she's tired of her mother always repressing her and holding her back. So she kind of poo-poos her mother's thing and goes to prom, of course, and she has a great time and everything's wonderful, and she even gets named Queen of the Prom. Her and Amy Adams, William Catt's character, they get named King and Queen of the Prom, and everything's beautiful. And everything's like in Technicolor, and it's all beautiful and wonderful, except, of course, Nancy Allen's character. And I love the way Brian De Palma shoots this. It's nice and slow, and everything's slow motion, and everything's all sweet and sugary. And then, of course, they yank the bucket with the pig's blood, and it falls on Carrie, of course, ruining her a great moment. And of course, the bucket falls and hits. Everybody's horrified at first, and then the bucket falls and hits William Catt's character in the head, and he's knocked unconscious. And of course, then that starts an avalanche of people laughing, and this uncontrollable sea of laughter, which also flips a switch in Carrie, and she unleashes her full might, on the whole high school, and it's a sight to behold. And Sissy Spacek is great as Carrie White, and Piper Laurie, who plays the mother, her super religious nut mother, is absolutely fantastic as well. Really terrifying in her zealousness, and just she really Piper Laurie really plays the part really well. And of course Nancy Allen's a great bitch character in this movie, big spoiled brat. And John Travolta's role is kind of like a sidekick, like I say, he's like the bad boy boyfriend of Nancy Allen's character. Okay, not much character development with him, but it's great. And like I said, basically Sissy Spacek, Carrie's character just unleashes her rage on the world. Everything that she's been holding back, she fully unleashes it, and it's a sight to behold. And it's one of the that's what makes to me this movie Carrie a classic. Okay, it's a great. And I know that I heard people say that the book is different, and that Carrie, this is Hollywood, so you have to, they're not gonna, I think in the book that's what they say, that the Carrie is described as a heavyweight, overweight, not that the attractive girl. That this is Hollywood. They're not going to hire that, even though you could understand it. But Hollywood's not going to hire. They're going to hire someone that's attractive. It's just a fact. It's Hollywood. The way Hollywood act, they hire attractive actors. But that doesn't take away. Like I said, Sissy Spacek does a great job, and Brian De Palma directs a great movie. And I remember seeing this movie as a double feature. I talked about this before. So this movie and the reincarnation of Audrey Rose, and the part that always gets me is that part. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, the remake, which I did see last year. This is the one with Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore. And like I said, I don't have a problem so much with Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne Moore. But to me, the story is okay, and the movie is okay, but it's not. Can't compare to. I mean, come on. I mean, this movie. Just can't compare to this. This movie, they really set the mood for this when she unleashes her rage, and it's great. And even though Chloe Grace Moretz in this movie, they kind of try to, in this movie they kind of make. I know that this movie Carrie didn't know of her power, but it seemed like a switch just flipped in her head, and then she just unleashed it. But in this movie, you see her actually practicing her telekinesis. Once she discovers that she has it, she reads up about it. So I guess maybe that's just their way of slightly changing it. And Kimberly Pierce, who directed Boys Don't Cry, which is another great movie, directed this one. And I guess she tried to change it up a little bit. And have Carrie in this movie, Chloe, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, be more aware of her power, and and then so when that moment comes, with when it ruins her moment, and everybody's such life, she deliberately, I think in this Carrie movie, it's like a flip that switched in her head where she just, it didn't matter what was, she was gonna obliterate everybody. In this movie, it seems like it's more deliberate. Once it happens to her, she says, now these people are gonna feel my wrath. In this one, I think she does it, but I think it's more like I'm trying to say the word. It's like not an unconscious thing, but like she does it unconsciously. That's what I mean to say. Like that once that switch gets flipped in her head, she unconsciously just slaughters everybody that's in her path. Okay, and this one, I think it's Chloe Grace Moretz's character Carrie in this movie is more deliberate. Okay, in this movie. Okay, I think that's, and like I said, there's some good kills in this movie, especially the one with with a car and glass. That's all I'm gonna say about this movie. But as far as Carrie, this one I would give a. I love Carrie. I would give this movie an 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 for the original Carrie. This one I would give a. I would give a 7. Okay, like I said, I just think it's just like a step below this one. They changed a few things around, and like I said, Julianne Moore was good in this movie as well. Too, as the super religious nut mother, and she's nuts too, and she gives a real great performance in this. But I think this movie is like a notch below this movie. This movie is, like I said, almost a 9 to me, in my opinion, almost perfect to me. And this movie is like a notch below. I think this movie, okay, but not fantastic, not on a par with this one. Okay, so, but definitely worth getting and watching. Okay, because you do get good performances by the lead characters in this. But like I said, I don't think the actress that plays the Amy Irving character, I guess Sue, I guess that's her name. I think her name is Sue. Yeah, yeah, she's a bit forgettable. And I think also the girl that plays the villain in this one, the Nancy Allen character in the original, isn't as badass as Nancy Allen's character was. Okay, so that's my slight differences between these two. Okay, but both movies are good, worth seeing. But this one is the classic and the original, and this one is the best one to me, in my opinion. Okay, and this one, like I said, is a notch below. This one 8.5. This one a 7. Okay, maybe I would say 7.5. No, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Okay, yeah, I like that particular comment. But I'll give this a 7. Okay, but this I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I love this original movie. Okay, based on the Steven King novel. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think of both movies. Have you seen either one of these? Have you seen the original or the remake? Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trey Pastor for the Horoscope 101 channel saying so long and take care.